So, guys, it is official. The Ripperverse comics has just broke the barrier and is on its way to reaching Marvel and DC Comics numbers. Because as of right now, of the recording of this video, his first issue for ISOM has reached 1,222,000 and some change, with a total purchase of 10,566 purchasers and a 1,022.29% revenue goal. So he far exceeded what he himself said was going to be a long journey, $1 million. And guys, a lot of people do not understand is that not only does this help out, with Eric's case and Young Ripper's case with his comic books series, it also sets a milestone for some independent guys. Yet, yes, Eric July has succeeded far more than your average indie guy, but that's because he had a following behind it. Some of these other indie guys did not have a large following as Young Ripper. He was talking about the decline of Marvel and DC for years. A lot of people who have been reading Marvel and DC be like, I'm done with Marvel and DC. I want an alternative, and this is what the Young Ripper is doing. He's giving them a alternative that he's trying to push as a platform just as big as DC and Marvel. And that's the one thing that some indie comic book guys do not understand. Is like they can sell some books here and there, but they don't have the following that Young Ripper has, and so that aggravates some of them because they spent their entire lives writing comic books and all that stuff. They say, "Hey man, how come Young Ripper is getting all this money and he doesn't even have his book out yet, even though his book is ready? It's going to be shipped out next month in August." It's because he built a following. That's why. And you want to know how this is a success? Not only because he raised over $1 million from his first issue, ISOM number 1, selling over 15,000 copies of it, cover A, cover B, and then cover C. He sold over 15,000 copies of this one issue alone. And now you have people who are completely irritated about that. Prime example, you got this guy on Twitter, and a bunch of other guys on Twitter as well who have been calling Ripper a racist, a coon, Uncle Tom, Nazi. He's according to this guy right here who says he's not racist, that he called him the N-word with the hard ER. So he says a lot of people have called him out, said that he's been holding that N-word in. He hasn't been holding it in. Talk about he claiming he's not a racist, but he called Eric the hard ER. And then there was also this article right here from Bounding Into Comics, where apparently when someone was promoting the Rippaverse on Reddit, apparently Reddit saw that it was gaining so much traction, like it had 2.5 million followers, and Reddit completely stopped it. They completely shut off that whole Reddit. Okay, yeah. Let me show you from Bounding Into Comics. This is from today, July 12th. Comic book subreddit bans Eric July's Ripperverse comics for supporting comics from hate groups. Again, it's because Ripper is more on the indie side, and he's gaining so much following from using his own money, his own website, his own following, his own fan base People hate that, and especially when it's a black man doing it, and he doesn't need like any of these crony ass people from Marvel and DC to help promote his books. He promoted himself. He didn't need anybody to promote his stuff. It was his following that it was his fan base, his following that pushed out this book for everybody to go see. And a lot of people was like, you know, I do want alternatives. I can't do Marvel DC anymore. Even with people go out to Dark Horse. Dark Horse, Image Comics with Spawn getting the biggest comic sales in 2021 with over 500,000 comics, because Marvel and DC has been going the woke, hardcore left route, and then they own writers say, if you don't like what we're doing here, then you just leave, and people have followed that advice and went to other places, completely throwing their own money out the damn door. But guys, let me read this article. Eric July's launch of his Ripperverse comics was banned by the comic book subreddit, which totes over 2.5 million true believers. I'm gonna skip that. And Twitter user Uncapped Turtle shared a screenshot showing the subreddit banning July's promotional video for Ripperverse comics titled "Welcome to the Ripperverse." Not only was the promotional video banned from the subreddit, but the user attempted to share it was also permanently banned. An error message on the post reads, "Sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators of Reddit comic books. Moderators remove posts from feeds from a variety of reasons, including keeping communities safe, civil, and true to their purpose." A message from a moderator then stated, "You have been permanently banned for participating in our comic books. You can still view and subscribe to our comic books, but you won't be able to post or comment." It continued, "If you have a question regarding your ban, you can contact the moderator team for our comic books by replying to this message." And here's what it says. The user did indeed contact the moderator team and asked, "I'm curious, why was I banned?" A moderator responded, "You broke rule number 1 as pertaining to supporting comics from hate groups." Again, guys, from hate groups. I'm pretty sure these guys didn't even know who freaking Eric July is, but they probably looked him up. Sorry that he was libertarian. He was an anarcho-capitalist and all this stuff. He hated the government. He's a libertarian and all this stuff. He's not far left. And this just goes to show that you have to lean one way. You have to lean one way, especially on these freaking left-wing websites, in order to try to make it for yourself. When Eric July is proof, because he's been on YouTube for years now. He's been on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter years now, and he's showing the people that you don't need any of these freaking left-wing websites. You can have an alternative, even with Odyssey. He has a following on Odyssey, and people are looking to buy his comic books. It just goes to show, you don't need these companies. They need you. You want to put faith in DC, Marvel, thinking that if you hold on to it long enough, they're gonna change when they lose money. They've been losing money for like 2 years now. They ain't changing. They ain't changing. They freaking minds. They're gonna keep this woke. They're gonna keep this left wing garbage, because that's what it is. That's the it factor right now. Even though it's not bringing in any money, because these woke people cry about wokeness, and they don't even support the businesses that do wokeness. You may have Marvel that has the MCU, but what else really is there for real? The comic books sales are not that great. They can sell 10,000 here, 20,000 there, but Eric July is reaching those numbers. You don't need DC. You don't need Marvel and DC. DC and Marvel need you. But a lot of people do not get that notion, and they keep on putting faith in these companies that clearly hates them if they don't have the same political views as them. That's the main problem with a lot of people. They want to stick to a company that they love for a long time, and they don't think that it's going to be a much better alternative or much better organization. And Eric July, Young Ripper, he's doing exactly that. He's creating an alternative, and this is why he also said it's a great time right now to be a independent guy. And independent guys need to step up the game, especially if they want to promote get their books out. They need to build their own channel, build their own following, fan base using Twitter, Facebook, whatever it needs to be. Because DC and Marvel are dead companies. They don't deserve your money. They obviously don't need it either because they say if you don't like it, you can leave. Which a lot of people did. Guys, there's better stuff out there. And there's a reason why manga has been killing Western comics for a long time now. Because they are not political with their stuff. They give out good stories. They give out great characters. They give out good concept. They're not biased about who can read the stuff. Whether you're left wing, right wing. If you reading it or buying it, they will say, "Hey man, I'm glad you buying my stuff." They don't get uptight panties with their shit because you are giving them some money. That's the problem with Western comic books. You need to lean one way. You need to lean one way, or it's do not buy my stuff, and I don't want your money. And then once you start losing money, you was like, hey man, I don't know what happened. That's the problem with Marvel and DC Comics. They keep on sending their own fan base out the door. They even include Star Wars. They send out their own fan base out the door. Even though, and because these people are racist, misogynistic, homophobic, and all that stuff, they hate women leading. Even though Wonder Woman is a fan favorite character for a lot of men, these same men. But it's the way that she's depicted. She's not just saying, hey man, trash, get the hell out of the way. Let me take it out of it. No, she's just doing it. No, she's just taking charge. She's just doing it because she knows it's something she can do if she can help out. That's how you write a female character, not this freaking Captain Marvel BS that they got going on. Just get rid of all the men. Woman strong. That's not how you write a authentic female character, especially especially ones that you want to be as the top person in your company. You don't be writing stuff like that. The same thing with the whole. You guys remember the whole Batwoman first season when you said she didn't want a man doing a woman's job, even though she stole Batman's cave, his suit, and all his other gadgets. That is a toxic female lead right there. Nobody wants that. Not to mention the tokenization, the race swapping, being lazy with it. They saying that it's hard to create original black characters. The indie guys and Eric July is doing that without no problems at all. They just don't know how to write authentic black characters without this whole freaking Miles Morales thing they got going on. All eyes on me. It's hammer time. Asgard is my hood. Like, bro, do we look like we in the freaking 90s? But guys, you guys let me know what y'all think about in comments below. If you guys like what I'm saying, like and subscribe to this video, hit the notification bell. Once again, Eric July, congrats on reaching over $1 million for this one issue alone. And I will see y'all next one. Peace.